John, the game on Saturday night was memorable because it was so bad.
Yeah, it was one of the worst aiming at the Aviva. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, or anywhere else.
Or anywhere else for that matter. I mean, Denmark were no great shakes, but by far the better team than ours. Better players in midfield. They controlled probably 75% of the game.
Yeah,
I just felt with Denmark. Look at them. I think they were happy with the draw.
Well, they've already beaten Wales at home.
Yeah.
They know, or they would expect, that the Aviva is still a tough place to go. Get a point there. Happy days without Christian Eriksen, who was missing.
Yeah.
And I think if he'd have been playing, he would have done some severe damage.
Yeah, but I think they could have gone for it themselves. I mean, they saw much of the ball, but even at the end there was a telltale. It was a 10-15 minutes when he took a player off and put a defender on.
He did. He put Christensen, the Chelsea defender, who actually can't get a game.
Yeah, and a very good player.
And Daniel said he is a very good player.
Very good player. But it showed that, well, okay, we're happy with the draw.
Yeah,
like I think the Irish team actually were there for the taking, to be honest. But anyway, that was their business. But no, we never looked like doing anything.
I mean, it's hard to know where to begin, but I want to begin by asking you about Cyrus Christie, who's a fullback playing for Fulham, and before that played for Derby County, and has done well at fullback when he's had to stand in for Seamus Coleman on a few occasions. He's a good lad. Good honest lad, tries to get on the ball, tries to play a bit of football, but he was selected as a midfield player to make room for Matt Doherty, who was making his competitive debut for Ireland, and who's in the Wolves team in the Premier League doing really well. Christie learned he was playing in midfield an hour before the match, he says. And he hadn't played there since he was 14.
Yeah.
And he was named by some experts as the man of the match. I thought he had a nightmare.
Well, he didn't play well.
He had nightmares. Probably gone a bit strong. Yeah. We had one shot in the 71st minute, and he struck it, and it brought a good save from Kasper Schmeichel. But how can you play a full-back in midfield in a team that is full of changes without telling him?
There's no logic to it, Eamon. But what was funny with Martin's remarks, he said, I'm putting them in and also to help out Doherty. I thought that's strange. You see, there seemed to be a bit of a thing with Martin, with Doherty and Christie, because he was criticised.
He's been on Doherty's case.
Yeah, he hasn't picked him, and that's why he had to go at him. He had to go at Alan Shearer.
Yes.
Last week, and when he's playing Christie out of position, it's as if, well, I'm putting him in there because I'm not too sure about Doherty. I've never heard anybody say put him to also protect Doherty. No, he's put in there to do a job. Yeah. And it's going to be hard enough for him to do a job where he hasn't played in that position since he was 14. To also look after Doherty, who shouldn't need any looking after at all. I've never played in international or even a team, where one player has to look after. He either deserves to be in the team for what he can do, not for anybody to look after him. But anyway, Christie, he is a game lad, and he has a go, as we saw. He did as well as anybody else, and that's not saying too much because none of the other players really did play very well.
We didn't have the ball with 34% possession at home to Denmark, not Brazil, and they had 66% of possession. What's that?
Well, we didn't have the players to do it. I mean, we haven't got the players to do it. Haven't got the will to do it. Don't forget, when we've had like all our best players in other times, most of the matches at home, we haven't had the most possession either. We seem to drop off an awful lot. And I heard Martin, I saw in the papers, Martin was encouraging to play forward. And I don't know what it means. People say that we've got to get the players up the pitch. Well, the only way, if you haven't the ball, is to pass the ball to each other, go up the pitch. Yeah. But if you're giving the ball away all the time, then you're never going to go up the pitch. So it's a bit of a mystery to me that expression now is we've got to push the players up forward.
But we didn't. We defended very, very deep.
Yeah.
And the gap between Shane Long, who was labouring up front on his own, and Shane Duffy, who's the central defender and marshalling that defence, was 60 or 70 yards. Yeah. That just doesn't.
No, but what they're saying now is we've got to push those players up forward. But you can't push them up forward if you haven't got the ball.
I
mean, we're defending very deep, and of course there's a big gap. But then when you do get the ball, I mean, as we all know, you pass the ball to each other. That's the way you get up to the pitch together, up to the pitch. But if you give the ball away, then there's always going to be that gap between Shane Long and the defence. That's not the way to do it. Like to say, well, we've got to push the players. That doesn't mean anything. We've got to push the players forward. But if you haven't got the ball, you can't push them forward. So we've got to get players on the ball and play. And we didn't do that, and we haven't done that for a while.
James McLean. Yeah. Where was James McLean playing? He was playing as a left wing back.
Yeah, he started off there, yeah.
Where did he finish?
I don't know. He didn't play probably back in his own position.
No, he wasn't.
Was he not?
No, he finished in kind of a midfield-ish role. But where he never played was as a wide attacking left-sided player. Say in a front three, you could have McLean there, Shane Long in the middle, and someone else on the right. Ideally,
well, Robinson did well when he came on. He gave a bit of life when he came onto the pitch.
Yeah, and he's likely to start tonight.
There was no sense with the McLean team, because McLean, if he's playing at left full back and wing back, I mean, when he's playing on the left wing, he does enough defending.
Yeah.
Anyway, and attacking. Yeah. So when you play him left wing back, you're taking away the attacking thing he has, where you just put a left back in there, another somebody else in there, and free to do what he does on the left side. He's game lad, as we know. McLean, he'll give you.
But he's trouble for defenders to mark.
Yeah,
and he's a very good crosser of the ball. And the two most important goals we've scored in recent times. The goal away to Austria that gave us a 1-0 win, and the goal away to Wales that gave us a win. He scored them. Now he's highly unlikely to score from the left wing back position.
Well, it's a different position there, but as we say, like when McLean plays on the left wing as an attacker, he does enough defending anyway.
Yeah.
So if you have a left side, it frees him totally to do that. When you're tying him down and he's a left wing back, you're tying him down to be able to do what he's probably at his best at, and certainly one of our best attackers at raiding down that left wing. And it's a waste actually of what he can do on that particular side.
Now, if you're only finding out about the team an hour before the match, how do you prepare for the match? Because I mean, every club now, I would say, hazard a guess, every club, Guardiola, Mourinho, Klopp, they work all week on their formation, their shape, and everyone knows the job they have to do before they go out on the pitch. Evidently, we don't do that. Martin O'Neill and Roy Keane don't do that.
Well, that's what we've been told. I know there was talk that he was only told before the match. But I saw somewhere else where there was preparation during. We don't know. We have to be sure that he wasn't told he was playing until an hour before the game. We've heard that. I'd want to know.
He said it.
Who?
Christie. He said he didn't know he was playing in midfield until 45 minutes. Is in fact what he was quoted as saying. And he said, I haven't played there since I was 14.
I heard him saying that. I didn't see the quote where he said I was only told before the match, but that's the. I mean, obviously, if you can't have any preparation, if you're telling any player an hour before the kick-off, how can you have a preparation? Is the week that you have to in the practice match to play a player in all positions. You know what I mean? All the players, to say, and the squad. I mean, if you have a right back, for example, I mean, he has to be in not just the player that's playing in that position. In other words, this is where I want the right backs to do, and you tell them what to do, or the midfield players what you're expecting of them. That's why you're together a week before the match. That's called preparation. So that when the lads are going on the pitch, then they have a good idea of what is expected of them, and then they have to go out and do the business. But if you're telling somebody an hour before the kick, okay, you're playing in such and such a position, I mean, that's a wing and a prayer.
No,
that's no preparation at all, if that is the case.
One of the things you always get, and we've both played for Ireland, from an Irish team, is spirit, heart, will to do well. I thought that was very noticeably absent on Saturday night.
Well, I'll tell you what I mean. When a team is playing badly and being outplayed,
Yeah,
no matter
look
how,
like that.
They always look like that. I mean, Hendrick I thought was very, very bad. He asked to play forward more than he normally plays,
Yeah.
and
he was the support for Shane Long in theory.
Yeah, but he doesn't do that. I mean, you know. So when you're looking at him playing, and he's confused probably, or he doesn't like what he does, he looks as if he's not trying.
Yeah,
you know.
I'm sure he's trying
exactly
because of the type of lad he is.
Well, all the lads that we've seen in the past, the Irish, as you said, Eamon, you know, under Martin O'Neill, Trapattoni, anytime I've never seen an Irish team, an Irish player, not try.
No, but it looked.
Well, it always does, Eamon. When you're playing badly and you're being outplayed, and it's not what you're not.
No,
well,
even when we're playing
organised.
badly and being outplayed, they're always buzzing. They're always up for it, I think.
I thought the lads were. I wouldn't say they always look on Saturday as if I don't think McLean has changed, Hendrick has changed. These lads are playing the spirit. It's just that they were totally outplayed, right. and as you say, Christie was playing out of position. McLean is playing out of position. That's always going to look. I mean, I've heard it before. He played in.
Well, why would Christie be playing in a position he hasn't played since he was 14, and David Myler, who's an accomplished and experienced international midfield player, be sitting on the bench?
Well, I can't answer you that because it doesn't make sense. I mean, obviously, when you're talking about the selection of the team on Saturday, McLean in that position, all we can say is, I don't understand it. It doesn't actually make sense. You have to make as much sense as you possibly can, and probably that for those particular reasons that the players were playing in those positions would have to be one of the reasons, or part of the reasons that we didn't play as well as we can play.